Coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona, home of Super Bowl 57, it's the Geary, Stein and Stevens Show with your hosts, Troy Geary, Will Stein, and Dave Stevens. Well, great to see everybody again. Just saw you, but we are back on Radio Row. Super Bowl 57, Dave, Troy Geary, Will, we're in here and just continuing to talk a little NFL football, but most importantly, we're talking about a lot of things that are important in life. And Troy with me here today on Radio Row as well to be with me and meet some of these great stars and celebrities and athletes. And we have a couple of guests that are joining us today. One's an old friend, one's a new friend. If you have the mic, make sure it's on. Okay, there we go. Randy Grimes to the left. And to the right, unless you've reversed this, it is Scott Stevens. Randy Grimes played in the NFL with the Tampa Bay Bucks as a center for nearly 10 years. He's the founder of Athletes in Recovery. He's also the best-selling author of Off Center, and he has started an amazing charity that he will talk about a little bit later. And Scott Stevens is the father and founder of the Cody Stevens Foundation. We're going to talk a little bit about sudden cardiac arrest and prevention, that we can screen athletes and figure out at athletic events how we can have better medical equipment. Not everybody else is like the Cincinnati Bengals stadium where somebody went down with something that caused a traumatic heart experience. We don't have people in ambulances and everything. So, Scott, thank you for joining us. And Randy, brother, it's always great to see you.
I know. Here. Thanks for having me.
I mean, you were one of the few people that was around, where were we, in Tampa at the height of COVID, right?
Oh, I know. It's a ghost town. Yeah. Remember that? Hardly anybody there.
But I know that you are here talking a lot about, what you've gone through with the Athletes in Recovery. And for those out there that don't know your story, just give us a little bit.
Substance abuse and mental health issues. My message is it's okay to not be okay, but you have to raise your hand and ask for help. I was that guy willing to do whatever I had to stay out on the field and throwing down handfuls of pain pills every day to play and practice through my injuries was what I was willing to do to get that next big contract or to be all pro or to feed my family. So, I never expected to take it into my private life. And that's when the addiction spiraled out of control and all the chaos ensued. And it wasn't until 20 plus years later, after putting my family and everybody else through everything that I did, that is addiction, I finally put my hand up and asked for help. And up September 22nd, 2009. And everything's been great since. I've been doing this is my 14th straight Super Bowl, coming and talking about recovery and how recovery is possible. But you have to put your hand up and ask for help. And it's just a privilege this year to have my buddy Scott Stevens with me talking about his charity.
Yeah, Scott, talk a little bit about, really sorry for your loss, but you've turned something that was so tragic into something that is so needed and so important, and is, starting the Cody Stevens Foundation to leave his legacy.
That's right. Cody was a 6'9", 300-pound high school student getting ready to go play college football, and walked by me one day and sat down in my recliner and died. And I found out that if he would have had a simple ECG to test his heart as part of his sports physical or a follow-up with a doctor, then he would have known that we could have found his condition. So we started the foundation, got a law passed in Texas. I want that law passed in every state in the United States, which basically says when they get a sports physical, we're going to enhance it by including the ECG. And we're going to be able to catching about 20% of the heart problems that can lead to sudden cardiac arrest to about 86%. So from 20% to 86%. For about $20 a test, we can do it. And we've proven in Texas it can be done. Texas is a big state. And we want the nation to follow it.
It's got to have a follow-up kind of that. How can other states, help with, like IEDs? A lot of them, they're $100,000, to start out with. But how can there be ways to offset the cost so every state kind of has one of those around? As also with heart health.
Well, are you talking about AEDs?
Yes.
AEDs, in Texas, we have them in all schools and at all sporting events. There's about 30 states that don't have that, and they need it. And they aren't $100,000, fortunately. But they are expensive when you start buying a bunch of them, and they're $2,500 in that range. And they save lives. We saw it save Damar Hamlin's life. Wonderful tool, but we don't have those in our homes. We don't have those in our cars. We don't have those when we go hunting and fishing sudden cardiac arrest can happen anywhere. So my message is let's prevent it. Let's find out these kids have a heart problem, they're structural or electrical problems that we're looking for by screening them. And then, yes, if they do have an event, start CPR immediately, call 911, go get the AED, and it'll walk you through the shocking process. Don't be scared to use an AED. They're very dumbed down for even guys like me that are non-medical.
And Scott, I mean, I don't know if you were watching the game at the time, but you probably, unlike anybody else in the country, when you saw that moment, it probably brought a lot of things back into your memory that you didn't want to think about in a while.
It did. I actually was on the phone with a gentleman in New York City that had a sudden cardiac arrest and was a survivor. And he said, "Scott, are you watching this?" And I said, "Steve, I need to call you back." I totally lost it. I knew exactly what it was when he went down, that it was sudden cardiac arrest. And I was so thankful for the medical staff and the intervention that he received immediately. It took 9 minutes to revive him. What a wonderful work that they did to him and saved him. He has no brain damage. He's ready to go. Maybe he'll even play again one day. But our kids don't always have those resources in our high schools and our middle schools. So it's really critical that we screen them before their event occurs.
And how has fundraising been to get this initiative going?
Well, I'm a grassroots guy, but we in 10 years we've raised about $2 million, and we've been able to hold our costs down to $20 on the ECG. We have placed a lot of those AEDs that you're talking about across the state at places that need it, but we're doing good. I would like it. We're in 40% of the state of Texas. I want them all. I want every school district screening. And then I want the other 49 states to follow Texas, and let's get this all passed.
Randy, I got a question for you. Just talk about your book. It's about been out for a couple of years. What inspired you to write that? And I know you're doing great things with your foundation. So kind of just talk about the book. Where to get it. The inspiration you had.
Yeah, matter of fact, I released it today, a year ago, in LA at the Super Bowl. That was the release date. So the response has been awesome. The reviews have been great. We've sold a lot of copies, but I didn't get into it to sell a lot of books. It was always meant to be a healing platform for my family. Everybody that went through my addiction with me and suffered those consequences, they had a platform in the book, and they had a chance to share what they went through. So it accomplished that goal, and I never dreamed that it would have such a great response and people would like it so much. So I'm really blessed that it's worked out like that. You can find it you can go to offcenterthebook.com or just go to Amazon and look up Randy Grimes or Off Center, either one. And there's something in that book for everyone.
I know it's a very intimate look inside of what you went through and those struggles. And again, congratulations the continued sobriety and everything that you've got going. And what we've got going before we enter our second phase of today, of course, is Fresh Clean Threads. And we've got to tell you about this amazing offer that is exclusive only to the Geary, Stein and Stevens show. That's right. Check it out right there on the screen. If you go to freshcleantees.com/GSS show, you type in that exclusive code touchdown, 25% off. I keep getting texts and emails saying how great I look in a plain t-shirt today, and that's not what I normally wear. But again, thank you, Fresh Clean Threads. We're giving them to all our guests. They keep telling us where can we get them more, and hopefully you guys out there will take advantage of this amazing opportunity. And we've got this opportunity to talk to these guys for just a couple more minutes. And Randy, I wanted to know as far as your predictions on the game. Let's talk a little football now. As far as these teams and their matchup.
I'm an NFC guy, so I'm pulling for the Eagles, even though I hated playing on that old field they used to have. Oh my gosh, the link had playing up there on that thing, had turf was all torn up. They had a jail there. That's the only stadium in the NFL that had its own jail. But no, I'm an NFC guy. I think it's going to be a smash mouth, old school type game that's going to be won in the trenches between the two offensive defensive lines. And I'm looking forward to it.
Scott, I know you're a basketball player. You've got the physique of a good lineman from back in the day, but I want to know your predictions and what your thoughts.
Well, Jalen Hurts grew up next to my community, so I'm a Jalen Hurts fan, and his dad's a friend of mine, so I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles by touchdown.
All right, and it's been great to have you guys here. An important topic to talk about. I know, it really brought it to the forefront. And sometimes it takes a tragedy like your sons and what we saw in Cincinnati to get people to realize that football is a tough game, but life is a tougher game. And if we can create opportunities in high schools and all these locations, not just for football, but anybody that has some sort of heart attack or in a situation where they need these with the proper training. I mean, if we can get Narcan into schools for a bad thing, let's get your stuff into the schools for a good thing. And again, give us that foundation website where we can see it and find out more.
CodyStevensFoundation.org. Stevens is spelled with a PH.
Yeah, it should be with a V. That's the better way. I prefer.
Well, I know your listeners are used to the V.
You're my half brother, right? I'm your half brother. So I got no legs. I can say that. So. Randy, again, give us where we can get the book, how we can find you. I see you on LinkedIn all the time. You're doing so much good stuff.
Thank you.
We can teach old dogs like us how to use the internet. So.
Actually, yeah. Offcenterthebook.com or go to proathletesinrecovery.org, and you can find me either way. I'm on all the social media channels. You Sober Center 60. If you can't find me, you're not trying very hard.
And you can see him, like I said, daily they're putting out. So he puts out more than me. He's making me look bad these days. So NFL Center, Randy Grimes, and a wonderful father, Scott Stevens, who started an amazing foundation for his son, the Cody Stevens Foundation. Go there, check it out. We need it everywhere. And continue to do the good things that you're both doing. Stay sober and stay true to your heart.
Thanks for having us very much.
Brothers. Thank you for being here with us. A little bit of time on Radio Row with me and Troy. And as Troy says goodbye, then I guess I'll say goodbye. Troy, can you wave and say goodbye? That was fun, right? We've had a great day. Holy cow, we can't even get up and go to the bathroom. In fact, I think I just went to the bathroom right now. So I might have to go change my Depends because that's what I wear all day. I can't leave this seat. So Randy, thanks, brother. Thank you. Always great seeing you, my friend. I'll see you around. And Scott, pleasure to meet you, my friend. All right, so that's what we do here at Radio Row. We don't just talk football. We talk about amazing things that can make an impact. So go to proathletesinrecovery.org or go to the Cody Stevens Foundation to learn more about what Scott is doing for his son. So Dave Stevens, Troy Geary, again, Will walking around. I think they actually got access to an amazing golf tournament tomorrow. So, Troy, what are you guys going to be doing and playing out on Friday? Sorry.
Yeah, Friday. Kyle Turley, former offensive tackle, Rams, Saints, Chiefs, is put on a golf tournament with former Chicago Bear, and I guess he was playing for the Packers, even though
and the Vikings.
Jim McMahon. So
my favorite Viking of all time.
Oh, yeah,
and they'll be with us here in a little bit. We were supposed to have them at 10 a.m.
But yeah, he has a golf tournament. This who's of names. I mean, there's Emmitt Smith and Rob Gronkowski is going to be there, and just so many great guys that played the league. So
yeah.
Looking forward to that.
I should sneak out, but they don't. They already know my handicap in golf, so I'm not allowed to go. Anyway, bump. All right, Dave Stevens, Troy Geary, Will Stein, walking around on Radio Row. Never know who we're going to see. I will talk to you in just a bit with some bigger stars. A big UFC star coming up in a little bit as well. So keep watching us on all social media platforms. And hey, again, Fresh Clean Threads. Look at the bottom of the screen. Go to freshcleantees.com. Use the code TOUCHDOWN. And you save 25% on their amazing products. So for Troy, for Will, for Dave, I'm me. We'll see you in a